Is that John I see? Should we bring John Torres from Florida today
Bring him
onto the
on.
bench?
Bring him on.
Let's
Bring him
bring
on.
him on. Here, we're going to put you next to Buddy.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me there, John.
I've got
Nice to meet you.
this
Glad to have
between
you.
us. Good
Hi.
to see you,
Good
sir.
to see you.
Well, welcome. We'll share this
Okay,
mic.
okay,
You'll
yeah.
get it from both sides.
This is like the coolest thing. When this popped up on like my Facebook feed yesterday, about 5 minutes before Mara emailed me about it, I was like, wow, how come I haven't heard about this? This is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we sent out press releases to the local media letting them know we were going to be out here for 24 hours. Tell me your first thought when you saw that, and then the idea of what we're trying to do.
Well, like my first thought was I'm in bed by like 9:45 at night. So, I mean, I do not want to be out here at like 2 a.m. on this bench like you guys. So, kudos to you guys. But no, look, humanizing the homeless population and reminding people that they are people, I think is one of the most important things we can do. It's like so easy to drive by and you see some homeless person asking for money on the corner and you think right away, oh, he must be on drugs or alcoholic or mentally ill or whatever. But they're people, and they are somebody's child, husband, father, mother, whatever.
Certainly.
And it's a problem. I mean, I've actually followed the homeless situation here in Melbourne when like Sue Holiday was in charge of the Daily Bread Soup Kitchen over there on Fee Avenue, and it was just that little thing, and it just hasn't gone away. And so I don't know what the answer is, but this will obviously help to raise awareness and hope for them, hopefully.
Yeah, and make a place, create a space where people can ask hard conversations. And there's really, I said the other day, there's nothing off limits, because if you're thinking it, somebody else may be thinking it.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Exactly. So so you're with CITA, or you're with?
I'm New Life
New Life,
Mission,
okay.
and this
I'm with CITA.
CITA, okay.
gentleman is CITA. And so we're two independent missions that came together for this. We're part of a national network of rescue missions called Citygate. And so when we heard this was happening, we're like, let's partner and show people what collaboration looks like.
Awesome. I've always thought that the organizations here in Brevard should, team up, a lot more often. We have so many great organizations like you guys and the like sharing centers and all that, team up and let's try to tackle this, because it as it isn't just alcoholism or mental illness. It's the price of housing and the lack of affordable housing and the job market, and just the perfect storm happens and like suddenly you're homeless, and what do you do? And I have a feeling, I haven't spoken to a lot of people, but once you're in that spot, it's hard to get out of it.
It's really tough to overcome it. It really is.
I mean, when you
Takes a
go
while.
on like a job interview, you have to have a shower and clothes and stuff, and yeah, it's awful.
And we like to help get things like that done. We really do. Through our thrift stores, we help people get clothing so they can go on those job interviews. And we reach out. We help in the community just as they help in the community each and every day. And we see them come across the property, and sometimes they just need someone to listen to them. Really do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, mental health has become a big issue. Back in the 80s, the federal government stopped supporting mental health hospitals, things like that and everything. They're pretty well gone away. There's not enough beds. So we need to do something about that. We need to get some of our legislators really cranking on that, the federal government and our state government.
Tell me about it. We actually, very soon, we will have a gentleman, mental health, that will be out here talking about some of those things like that. This is a crisis. And if your mental health isn't okay, how can you be expected to do anything else, right?
Right. I mean, and look, after COVID, I feel like we're all just like doing our best just to hold it all together, because that was really a tough mind meld on us, And but a quick plug for my wife. She's the mental health reporter for Florida Today.
Oh,
So,
that's your right.
Please reach out.
I
to
messaged her
Jennifer
too.
Torres. Please reach out to like Jennifer Torres for mental health stories or like issues, and she'll be glad to write about them and
Certainly.
raise awareness. Yeah.
Read some of her stories. She does a good job.
Awesome.
She does
Now,
a good job.
the big question though is who's making the coffee for you guys tonight?
Well, Kim, our program director, went down and got this from Moon River Cafe.
Nice.
So, yep, I've had a couple cups, but I'm gonna need a couple more.
Yep. Yep.
And I like an almond milk creamer, French vanilla preferably. Kind of a light roast.
Wow.
So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
What about you? Just black?
Just black, just black.
How'd
I've never
you
had
guess?
a bad cup of coffee. I've had some better than
Right,
others. That's
right.
all.
Well, I'm glad that it's clearing up a little bit. I live in Indiana, and so I was waiting for the weather to clear. It was about a half hour ago. It was coming down cats and dogs.
But he
So-
was out in
We
it.
actually set up in the rain
Oh,
today.
wow.
It was coming down pretty good. Matter of fact, I was able to change my shirt. I'm still soaking wet.
Good.
But anyway, they'll dry. We have 24 hours for this to dry out.
Nice, nice. Now, are you guys also raising funds at all, or just awareness?
So our main focus, and Betty, you can speak to this too, is raising awareness. We have told the public if they'd like to bring item donations. We're collecting laundry soap for CITA Rescue Mission. We're collecting twin size sheets and comforters for New Life Mission and pillows. So, and of course on our website, we're always taking donations because both Buddy and I don't utilize government funding
Oh,
for our
wow.
organizations.
Wow,
all
that's
of our
interesting.
funding comes through private donations.
Wow, that's
Through
amazing.
some of our local businesses. And,
Wow. What
people
great
that-
people we have here in this
Oh
county,
yes,
right? And
this
generous.
county comes together and meets needs each and every day.
Wow.
And we've been around for 56 years now.
Wow, wow,
And
wow.
we've not taken a penny from the government. And one of the reasons that we stay that way is because we want to keep Christ the center of our programs, because we really truly believe in our hearts that Christ is the one that does the transforming.
Amen. I mean, if it's not him, who?
Yeah.
There you
Right.
go. There you go.
Let me ask you guys: Have you had more clients since the Daily Bread has like closed down its soup kitchen operations? Or
You know what? Our program director, Kim, is right over there. Have you seen more phone calls since Daily Bread closed operations? Definitely, she says.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, what about you?
Yeah, we've had more calls. We have several people that come to the campus and they are looking for food. We don't have a feeding program. We do generate about 3,000 pounds of food a week that go out to different food banks that we take care of, that we generate and we send them there for that food. We don't turn anyone away. We'll
Right.
give them a meal. And then, fortunately and unfortunately, we're the only men's shelter in our town just for men. So we stay full and we try to get everybody in recovery. You can give them a place to sleep and some food and, 3 or 4 days or 2 weeks or something like that. But it really takes that longevity to see them transform and get their lives together. So we like to see them at a minimum of 6 months.
Oh,
And
wow.
we like to keep someone for a year.
Hey, sure.
If we can get
sure.
them for a year, we have about an 80% success rate for those that we have for a year.
How many of your clients, when they come in, they're resistant to the Word of God, and and just want to keep on with whatever they've been doing?
We have probably about 10%, that maybe 15% that are a little bit like that, but it's a requirement that you're part of our devotions and things like that there at the mission. Usually a person will move on very quickly. We find out that there's a lot of men. A person really has to have a desire to get their life together, and we'll see men come in and they're there for a few days and they get a little rest up and they say, well, I don't like this, and they go on about their business somewhere else. And usually, sometimes we've seen guys come through the mission 4 or 5 times before they ever get it together.
Wow.
Really do. And we've actually got some of the men that are on our staff came through our program. And some of the best counselors there is. They've been through it all. They know what it's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Wow. Oh, geez, I had a question for you and I just forgot it.
well, I'll tell you that for our mission, we're 2 years. So the
Oh, wow.
women with children who come to our program, we like them to stay there for 2 years. And, the best way to bring someone to Jesus is just to model behavior, right? We don't want to beat them over the head or
Right.
anything like that. So if somebody comes in and they say, I don't believe in God, we still love you and we still want to provide you shelter and everything, as long as you are ready to transform your life.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the
So-
hard part, though, right? They almost have to hit rock bottom before they can.
they hit rock bottom's basement, actually. They go,
Yeah.
and then they're ready.
I heard a quote one time. Actually, it was in this like book that I read that said, "Just when you think that things can't get worse, you realize that hell has no true bottom. It just keeps getting worse and worse." But can I share my like favorite Bible verse with you
Certainly,
guys?
We
certainly.
would love that.
Isaiah 49:15. See, I have not forgotten you. I get choked up. I've carved you in the palm of my hands. Just love that, and I think that'd be awesome for all of us to remember that we're not forgotten.
Yeah,
We all have
Certainly.
dark times and all, tough moments. And
absolutely.
yeah.
And that's one of the
Yeah.
things around the mission is that, whether it's we have a women's shelter too, women and children, and we are a year program there. We'd like 2 years, but
Yeah.
we are a year program there. And, these, we call them guests. We don't call them clients. They're part of the family. They're guests. And we just try to love them like Jesus loved us. And if Jesus can love me, he can love anybody. So
Right, I hear you. Are there any shelters for like families? With including men.
we have some facilities around here, some ministries and some of the organizations that do place families together. That's one of the things we've looked at real strong. We just haven't got to that point of being able to build that yet. Everybody wants the nonprofits and the local charities to take care of the homeless situation here, but to do something in our cities to try to build, we want you to take care of the homeless problem, but we don't want you in our backyard. And so we struggle. Even on our property there, we would like to build another facility there, but we've got to go through all the ropes and probably a year, 2 year,
Of course.
just to get
of
that
course,
done.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I admire what you guys are doing. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you only have 23 hours and 45 minutes left. I'm just kidding.
You have to talk for another 15 minutes.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna need you.
I can talk. Ask my wife. I can talk. So.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
How long have you been?
Whoa! I hope they caught that on film.
This
That
is
was
like
really
that
cool.
water ride where
In the
all of a
splash
sudden you
zone.
go under. Yep, we're in the splash zone.
I thought your system blew up or something, man.
That was awesome.
All right, well, we
what
made
was the
it.
question?
My question, apparently I'm not supposed to ask it, but what is your background in this community, and have you seen any changes with homelessness
Oh
or
my goodness, yeah. So I moved down here in like 2001, actually a week before 9/11. I met my wife at the paper, Florida today, Jennifer, and we got married. She had 2 kids, I had 2 kids, and we have one of our own. So we had a whole big Brady Bunch, type family going on. They're almost all grown now. Our youngest is 21, and we live in unincorporated Beachside. And the strangest thing, our neighborhood started to get sort of like really dingy and rough. And I wrote about this, and I have a podcast about it. It's called Murder on the East Space Coast, season like 5 or 6, I think. But so John Gayden was this local doctor, a pill mill doctor, whose office was right around the corner from my house. And I would drive my kids to school in the morning, and I'd see all these kind of rough-looking, poor-looking people online, and I thought it was like an employment agency or something, like laborers, needed for whatever. And I realized afterwards that it was a like pill mill, and he sort of ruined our neighborhood for many years. I mean, there were houses that went like abandoned in this beautiful like beachside area, so it hits anywhere. Like there's no, drug addiction just hits, rich, poor, white, black, whatever.
doesn't discriminate?
It doesn't at all. And so our neighborhood has made a real comeback, but I've seen that, we had people that were living in the woods right by our house, and it's weird. It's like a weird feeling, Oh, here comes the rain. I brought the rain. Sorry.
It's all right. We're covered.
But then I've also covered social issues here in the county for a long time. Like I said, Sue Holiday, John Farrell at like the Daily Bread, the lake sharing centers, and hopefully now you guys send me your story ideas.
Yeah.
And if there are things happening, please let me know. So
I
we
have your
publicize.
cell phone number
Yes,
now.
you do. Yes, you do. But I mean, as the county grows, we see less and less affordable housing. And I have a son who's is actively seeking a like roommate now because the rent is so high, and he works, has a job, he's holding it all together, but it's so expensive to live here. So I know it's tough, but it's also a great place to be for like weather if you're unhoused, right? So
Well,
I mean-
It's raining. It
Yeah,
gets to be 100 degrees.
I know.
Do you know that heat is actually harder on people than the cold? Now, I'm from Minnesota, so if we're talking 20 below, maybe not.
Yeah,
But this heat, it will take its toll. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
There's really no good place.
No, no.
No.
I'm from New York, and like my last year there, I was living in a town called like Fishkill, about an hour north of the city. And I know this isn't true, but it felt like it rained, like it snowed 6 inches every day from October to April. You know, and it's just, oh my goodness, got to get out of here. But I can't imagine being homeless when it's really cold here or super hot here. And I mean, what do you do, right? I mean, yeah, it's awful.
We hand out a lot of water during the hottest part of the. People come by,
I bet.
just want a little bit of air conditioning or get out of the sun. It's tough, really is. It's hard.
You mentioned some of the needs that you have. What are some of the other needs? I would imagine socks and like underwear and like undershirts and things like that. Is that needed for?
Socks is something that we really don't have a problem. We have a sock company that donates a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
socks. We give out about 8,000 pair of socks a year, and we make that available to anybody that needs them. We give them out in our thrift store every day. We give them out to other ministries, other organizations in our town. But the undergarments, the underwear and T-shirts, those are something we can always use around there.
Yeah. In our families, we're walking alongside them. We provide everything. They could come in from living in their car with just a bag of clothes, or maybe they don't even have clothes. And so we're helping them get situated, but then we're really encouraging them, like, how can we be creative? How can we help you toward self-sufficiency? So they do, with our program, they do all of their own cooking, and we don't cook for them, but it's a life skill.
Yeah. How has the price of groceries impacted what you guys do?
In our mission, we buy very little food.
Okay.
Most all of it is donated, so that's not something that's affected us in our budget very much.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have that, along with the food bank. We partner with the food bank and do a lot of distribution for them, so that's not a problem with us. But the ones that are moving out in their own housing, all that's affected them. The increase in everything. It is really tough. We have men come in, they have pretty well, and I want to say, ruined their life as far as employment from the past. And I mean, we've had everybody from a lawyer to a doctor to, just a regular carpenter, everyone come around. And it's been tough for them to get back on their feet, as you said, with the housing situation in our town. So we usually have to find a few places where we can put, 2 or 3 of the men together, something like that. We're very careful,
Sure.
because there's a lot of places out there that will offer room, the boarding rooms this day and time. But you take a person that's come through addiction, and they have a couple of bad days, and they're in a room with someone, or in the
Yes.
same house with someone that is still drinking or still
Sure.
using some drugs. It's so easy to relapse.
Of course,
So we try to
yeah.
be very careful on where we place our men after they get through with our program.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, the cost overall for our missions to continue to operate too. Everything is more expensive for us, and it
Right.
affects everybody, right? Every person in the community has seen the price of eggs.
So what, if you had like if a golden wand and you could wave it, what's the easiest way to fix the homeless problem in Brevard County, would you say?
Oh, dang, that's why we're out here. We're looking. If we knew, we'd be
you knew,
doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
If we're hoping, honestly, that we'll get some actionable solutions over this 24 hours that we can gain traction. Because to say you've got the wand, so possibly it could happen, but there's so many facets to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's domestic violence. There's 100 different reasons why people go into homelessness. And the picture that a lot of people have, that they just need to get a job and they just need to work, is so far from the truth. If you heard their stories,
Right.
there's things that we would never make it through. And I don't know how these wonderful men and women have.
I don't either. Yeah. Whoa.
We're in the splash zone.
It's like it's actually my day for showering anyway.
Is it?
So
Okay,
That's good.
good.
That's
just
good.
kidding,
That's
I shower every day.
We have a bar soap over there in one of our giveaway bags
Giveaway
for those
bags.
that need it. If you want me to go get you one real quick. Anyway,
So do you guys do any like mobile outreach like besides this, or do you like you go out into our area and
So New Life Mission, we're 16 years old. We haven't gotten into mobile outreach yet, but we'll consider it.
I'm sure whatever works, right?
Yep.
we do some outreach, there
Yeah.
at the mission. We'll take time and we'll go out to some of the camps, try to encourage people to come in, get into a program.
Yeah.
And I guess if I could say anything about what would help around here is to have more programs instead of just saying, let's put them in a house or put them in housing.
Amen.
Because if you don't fix the problem, the housing doesn't fix it.
Right.
And that's really hurt with some of the landlords that we used to do business with that would cut rent, things like that to help us out. And we're
Yeah.
just placing somebody into housing, and then they tear up the house, or they're, law enforcement's out there, things like that. It gets to where they don't want to help anymore. So I think if we had some more programs, especially for the families, we do need that. That's one of the things
Yeah.
we miss around here is the families.
I saw something really cool a few years ago. I went up to John Jay College in New York City on this fellowship on how to write about the mentally ill and in courts, and this one building, it was occupied by all like former homeless mentally ill people who were not taking their medication, basically, because it makes them feel woozy or it makes them feel tired or whatever. So they have this machine that the every resident has to it's like an optical reader, and so they could tell if the person was on their meds or not. And so you had to be on your meds in order to stay
Why
there.
haven't I heard about this?
I know. I will look it up and I will send you an
Yeah.
email with some of that information. But I thought, gee, how come everybody's not using this? Because
And at the end of the day, they have to want to take their meds, right?
right.
That goes into the whole idea of institutions and
I'm sure that,
What-
Amy, you work with some of the ladies that you work with. We get them stabilized, and then they're doing so much better, and then they'll stop taking their meds. It's something that we fight quite a bit, and you'll see the digressing going on, and we have to get back,
Right.
on them. But I've not even heard of that, so,
Yeah.
but
I'm not making it up. I promise.
see, look, first solution.
Yep.
that's it.
And a lot of people also don't know about mental health court here in Brevard County. There's a mental health court. I wrote a whole series about it years ago. It's amazing. It's non-adversarial, so it's for non-violent crime. So if a person's suffering an episode and they trespass or they shoplift something, it can be worked out, expunged, as long as they meet all the criteria that they have to do, including meds and doctor visits and counseling. But it's the only time I've ever been in the courthouse where the prosecutor and the defense are on the same side. They're on the side
Wow.
of the person, and
Right.
it's actually really beautiful. And I'm not sure how many people know about it, but use it if you can.
Well, sounds like you're going to be sending me a lot of links and info,
Yes,
and we're besties now, John and I. We're besties.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yes,
I really
thank
appreciate
you
it.
for
Thank
coming
you for
out.
coming, John. A pleasure meeting you, sir.
And the same
It
here.
was.
Take care,
Look
and
forward
good luck
to-
with everything.
All right.
And I'll
Thank
get
you.
something in the paper about it.
We
okay?
certainly
Okay,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Bless you.